I don't remember the lyrics to Canadian ABCs. I feel like I should. I only know the lyrics to Double D's, the original podcast named after letters, and the greatest one to ever fucking do it. We ran that shit first. Where are my fucking billions? Come on.
Or at least thousands. I'd be fine with thousands.
You ever think about
just to start?
You ever think about the fact that this man purchased an entire social media platform and drove it into the ground as his midlife crisis just because his ex-wife left him for a trans woman?
Oh! Maybe that's why he called it X. Because he fucking hates it. He clearly does not like the platform. He clearly just dislikes everyone a part of it and on it. And he named it X after his ex-wife. Boom. Fucking theoried.
You ever have a
Bam.
podcast co-host that you disagree with on a regular basis and then usually turns out to be right? And then the one thing that he says that sounds like a really, really stupid theory actually has genuine plausibility because it's Elon Musk? Because Dennis,
that's me.
You
That's
saying
me.
that? Doesn't that sound like the kind of thing that I would like disagree with you about or just have a stupid laugh with you about?
Yeah.
I unironically think what
like,
you said is true. I'm completely serious.
Like, the way he's treating it, it literally feels like it's, like, I don't know, a victim he kidnapped and is just, like, in his basement. Like, he's literally just, like, torturing Twitter in a fucking dungeon at this point.
Well, here on the Double D Experience, where we're going to talk about some recent changes to Twitter once again, it is worth also mentioning that Elon Musk also has a trans daughter that fucking hates him. Like, changed her last name, like, moved far away from the family, completely cut off from his money.
Did not know this. Damn.
Yeah. No, he does. Like, so on top of the fact that, like, I think he has, like, genuine, like, drawls or quarrels with them, not only because his daughter is trans, and he probably had a really hard time accepting that, as, let's just keep it a buck, a lot of parents still to this day, in our modernized world, still would, even ones who would be like, oh, I wouldn't care. You would care at first, and then you'd get used to it a little bit later.
It would be a process for any parent. I think you're lying if even, I don't even care how liberal you are. Like, it's just like, it's a process. It's not like something you could just be like, okay, and then just like not feel anything like about it or with it. Like, it's just, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's kind of a crazy shift because your daughter who went from Charlene is now Daryl.
Not to mention they changed the name that you gave them, which
That
as much
too,
as you love your child, that would break my fucking heart.
Yeah.
Like, full stack.
I feel as if, like,
But what's the context of, like, why are we talking about, like, trans people and, like, Twitter? What's a Twitter? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Like, people keep mentioning this Twitter thing, and, like, I'm just, like, always looking at it. Are you fucking stupid? It's not. What the fuck is Twitter?
Yeah, because when you and I don't have topics, we usually check what's trending on X to see, like, have some topics to talk about. That's what we've always done, like, for years. On X, the lovable social media platform, X.
This bit sounded so much better when you and I were just messaging each other off Discord. Now we're actually saying it. I'm just kind of like, wow, like, this is a fucking... I mean, by the time everyone watches this on Thursday or Friday, like, it's gonna be so fucking old.
No,
and, like,
not even.
No, it's gonna be old, man.
Not for a weekly not for a weekly podcast.
No, but already it's happened. We've heard about it since, what, yesterday, I think? And I think by the time Friday comes around, it's just everyone's like... I mean... Because Twitter is just always, like, has just been in the shithole for the last, like, what, 2-3 months now? Longer. Like, everyone who reads about it, even Charlie, too. I know he's, like, he loves he's, like, a sucker for dumpster fires, like, all the time. But, like, it's, like, even he, I'm sure, is bored at this point. And it's, like, he's not even surprised, and neither should we at this point, either.
In his video, he literally said, I'm sick of making videos on Twitter, but I couldn't resist talking about this.
Yeah, of course.
Which I don't blame him.
I told you, he's a sucker for dumpster fires.
He loves drama. And at least he admits it at this point. Yeah. But in case you've been living under a rock, I guess 5 minutes in, typical DDE rabble before we get to the bread, butter, and meat.
X, sometimes X.
Why?
But never
both, according to Musk.
But never Twitter. But never Twitter, because Twitter's gone now.
No. Twitter. You see what I did there? Fuck you. Mine was better.
Whatever.
I said sometimes X.
But yeah, basically, guys, Twitter has been Thanos snapped out of existence.
Sometimes X, sometimes Y,
David,
but never both.
David, this data already is already outstayed its welcome.
Fine, just give him the context, whatever.
Change the name. He basically sex changed Twitter from Y to X. Is basically what happened. And
it wasn't even a Y beforehand.
And everyone clapped. And everyone clapped. The 2 people who are left in that Twitter building basically clapped.
The only
the 2 people he hasn't fired yet basically like were the only ones clapping when he announced it. And you know, we're all of us on the internet are thoroughly unimpressed, as we have been for the last like 3 months. And I know for at least a lot of people who are on the platform, none of you give a shit either. I feel as if at this point y'all already trying to like make the move to go out to greener pastures at this point. And he could keep the heaping pile of shit that it is now. And I'm not even on it. David is on it, but David is an ex-member. Well, he will be an ex-member. You know, maybe he might go to like Threads or something. I don't know, but like
no. I'll mention why later. I'll mention why later because Threads has its own shit. He's
gonna have a meta meme or a me, like a Nintendo me of himself in the metaverse, and like we will all 12 of us will go and pointed laugh at it because
sounds like the kind of thing that Zuck would do. At this point, he should rename it to Z, literally just to spite him.
And that's why, like, me and David were even saying that, like, they just, like, it seems, like, I don't want it to be the case, but it would be very, very funny if a lot of these fucking platforms and the people in charge of them start rebranding all their shit to just, like, shorten the letters to, like, to shorten the names to, like, 4 letters or less, because at least right now, Meta went from, Facebook to Meta. So, like, already that was, like, a shortening of by half right there. And now Twitter has completely changed its sex entirely. A whole new name, everything. Like, just... Twitter's like, I'm not Twitter no more. I'm X now.
And it's not even like the rising company of, like, Meta or whatever, but Facebook is still called Facebook, which is now owned by Meta. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's not the X Corp taking over Twitter. Like, I think he's, like, literally renaming Twitter to X.
Yeah.
If, like, the recent Twitter update, if you already go on it, there's a big X in the top left corner. X.com redirects to Twitter already.
So you know they were pining for that shit. Like they wanted that. Like I don't know what it was. He must have told like the guys in charge of all like the URL stuff. It's like I want you to change this now. It's like like so you want us to do yes, redirect it to X.com. It would be great.
Elon Musk is the real life, actual, literal Rusty Venture. He actually is. He's like the glorified super scientist that actually doesn't know dick and just inherited everything he has and acts on a whim and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And at the end of the day, is just mad insecure and just wants people to like him. That's insane.
Not to mention, too, it's like everything he names is like got the letter X. Like, I'm like thinking he's like in that... No, hold on, wait. He's in that middle school, like, fucking level of, like, edgy cool. It's just like, oh, like, I don't know, in the boardroom, like, they were thinking, like, oh, what should we call our space program, Elon? It's like, let's call it space. Yes. X. Woo! Like, and you just, like, you know, everyone just clapped and for him, just took off their pants, started jerking off, like, right then and there in the fucking boardroom meeting. And then, you know, he just, like... He did the champion run out of the fucking meeting room. He's just like, we did it! Yeah, we did it! And then, yeah, he went home and, I don't know, yelled at his transgender daughter.
Yeah, like, what in the Teen Titans fuck is kind of shit still thinking X is so cool. X is the cool. You remember Robin transitioned to Red X?
I love how you say transition.
Well, I mean, that's what he did. Like, he's fucking...
Like, Robin, like, didn't, like, think of himself as Robin no more. Like, it's, like, the same when fucking, what? Oh, my God, I forgot. The other Robin who turned to, Grey Wing or whatever the fuck. I forgot. Is it Nightwing? Yeah.
Nightwing, the original
and then,
Robin.
But everyone still calls him Robin. It was so funny how when he made that shift, no one took him seriously and everyone still called him Robin. Fucking even Batman still called him Robin.
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that considering how much Elon Musk has a disdain for trans people, because you know he's going to be so pissed off and adamant about people still calling X Twitter. He is actually more upset about people dead-naming his website than his fucking daughter.
I mean, to him, he probably doesn't have a daughter anymore. That's probably what it is.
Probably doesn't care. Or, you know, a wife.
Or like a son, I don't know, whatever. It's like yeah, I don't know his family.
I mean, he's not public about it. Like, it's not like something he talks about. It's just something people know about him, because it's probably something he wants to delete from history. Or some
I bet
shit.
Anyone who brings it up, he just gets like all flustered, like, he calls the security. He's like, remove that man out of here. Get him out of here.
I am convinced that before I thought, here's the thing, there was like a rumor or conspiracy that because Elon Musk was originally sued into purchasing Twitter, which he was, because even more on that even he realized it was a horrible investment for the money that he was spending on it, because he bought
but he
it
got
for like
pigeonholed into doing it.
Pigeonholed into it for astronomically more than what the website was worth. And then once he had it, everyone's like, oh, he's gonna like try to drive it into the ground, blah blah blah, guy's such a meme lord, he hates it, whatever, just so he doesn't have to deal with it no more. And at first I thought all the changes that he was making was, no, this guy is legitimately just that stupid. I'm convinced at this point. I think he actually is trying to just ruin it.
I also
because the SEO, Dennis, you got to realize this. The SEO is going to be terrible.
Oh,
Stands
yeah,
for
obviously.
search engine optimization for all you non-Xers watching right now.
If any of you in marketing, obviously you know what all that means.
Yes, of course. And just, people who follow content creators, which is all of you. Thank you for 100 views on the Danny Phantom one.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's about to hit that, so thank you. Please don't make it actually not hit 100 views by the time this episode goes up.
I love you. Please
I love you, please. What kind of SEO is going to work? How much more money is he going to have to spend to have X, just the letter X? That's all you type, which could lead to anything, because it's one character out of the millions and billions of combinations that you can get out of a search engine for that, to go to Twitter first. Not to mention the obvious confusion that it's going to have with pornography. There's going to be some pissed off alt-right little child, probably likes a girl at school that he's too scared to say anything to about it and just blames everybody around him, as, an immature young man is going to be one to do, worships Elon Musk, pays a $8 monthly subscription to what was formerly Twitter Blue, and then his father is going to walk up into his room once he sees a bill on his credit card that says, son, why did you pay $8 a month for something called X.com?
And why is there a blue check mark? What the fuck is a blue check mark?
What the actual fuck is this guy actually seriously doing? There's no benefit to this. It makes no sense. He just thinks it's cool. He's just a bored billionaire. Dennis, I'm sorry I'm going off for a long time now, but you need to know one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna log on to Twitter. Oh, my bad. X. Real quick. Sorry. Matter of fact, oh my god, the X logo already came up. Holy shit, it's already there.
Told you,
it's
he
already
worked
doing
fast,
it.
man.
Oh my god. Actually, I'm not even gonna type in Twitter. I'm gonna go x.com. Yeah, there it is. Holy shit. No, I'm gonna do this real quick, because I need to see if this account is still there, because this could have been something that we just heard from the Reddit pipeline. But I need to confirm it for my... Oh, that looks so ugly. It just says X in the top left. Oh, god. Alright, let me see if this is still there. At X videos.
Wow.
Oh no, it is still there. Okay, never mind. So that must have been like a rumor or something. I saw a picture, right? That, the, website xvideos.com
Okay.
got banned off the platform
Okay.
because of its name. Because videos that you upload to the content website that Elon Musk is trying to make Twitter to be are going to be called X videos. You remember that old JonTron clip where he's saying, like, you can't make this shit up. I cannot believe you can't. I am sad that I lack the talent to make this shit up. That's how I feel right now.
David, you also want to know something? You want to know something?
What?
So I'm on their login screen, right?
Yes.
And it says X. It's like this kind of graffiti looking picture, right? It says X. You want to know what it says all around the fucking X? 2 words. You want to know what they say? It's fucking everywhere.
What do they say?
It is what's happening. This is a cry for help someone put up here. Whoever fucking made this splash screen, literally, it's a cry for help. They're like, what in the fuck is happening right now? They are scared and afraid and they are lost. They have no idea where the ship is going. And frankly, the ship looks as if it's about to hit an iceberg, a really fucking big one. It's already hit 3. And now it's about to hit that 4th with just the good old knockout punch for the fucking thing. And I don't know, it seems like literally whoever made this just fucking cry for help, man. Someone's dying in that Twitter office.
I think
literally, what is happening?
I think what's happening was their original slogan.
Yeah, but it's turned into a fucking cry for help.
Dude, and the best part about it is literally everyone, and I do mean this, everyone is making fun of him for this.
Of course.
The official SpongeBob SquarePants account just tweeted an X when Mr. Krabs got like an X in his eyes in the episode where they hunt for treasure.
Oh.
Even the official SpongeBob account is making fun of Elon Musk.
What's gonna get banned for that too?
Oh yeah, is he the wrong shape? Is he a square?
Like, it's like, oh, this is actually offensive to our brand. You're gonna be banned now. You're gonna ban SpongeBob, you fucking moron.
We don't do shapes, we do letters here. It doesn't even make any sense or is relevant to Twitter. Or, like, Meta owns a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Even everybody thought the Meta rebrand was dumb, but it's not as dumb as this one.
No, absolutely
Meta
not.
Has a bunch of other shit. They founded Facebook, obviously, that was their big shtick. Then they bought Instagram when all the young people were moving to Instagram when they could tell that Facebook was becoming a boomer site and they knew they weren't going to be able to compete with it. Yeah. So they bought Instagram. Then they made or bought WhatsApp, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Facebook is trying to like build like a monopoly or like, a social media enterprise.
They want to build an empire.
And there's way more people on Facebook than Twitter. There always has and there always will be, especially with the way that things are going. Mm-hmm. What else does Twitter own? It's just Twitter.
No, they own the checkmark. Remember that. That's trademark. Checkmark's trademark.
Did he actually trademark like the actual
shape? I'm fucking
shape?
kidding, man.
It sounds like something he would do.
Like, along with the joke, I'm literally trying so hard to joke about this because this is a joke, David. This whole fucking situation is one bad joke.
Well, that's the thing, Dennis. It's the reason I'm not going along with your joke is because it's fucking blurred with reality. The one line of X is crossing with the other one of reality.
Because who cares if he fucking trademarks the damn checkmark? Who gives a fuck?
Our fucking end card is inaccurate now.
I know.
I'm not remaking that shit.
I know. It's okay. Just put it, if anything, you can just do a terrible Photoshop job and just put an X where the bird is. Don't even erase the bird. Just put an X where the bird is, just overlay it.
That's a good idea, actually. That's poetic. That's got some symbolism there. Like, vive la resistance. Hashtag uncage the bird. Hashtag free the bird. The poor thing.
It's like, we went, like the Black Panthers, we're the Blackbirds.
Yeah.
We stand for the bird. For all birds out there.
Remember that guy in Forrest Gump where like he's at the Black Panther
Bro, I
meeting that
laugh
Jennifer took him to?
every time he comes up to Forrest.
Like, we are against the Twitter.com rebrand. Yes, we are against this rebrand. Sending innocent Twitter users onto a different website to die. The innocent porn websites that are losing their search engine optimization. Yes, we are against the X.com rebrand.
And meanwhile, like, Forrest is just not even looking at him the whole time.
What's a Twitter? I like birds.
It sounds like a bird.
Where are they going?
Jenny, what's a Twitter?
Jenny.
Do you have a Twitter? Actually, no, Forrest. It's X now. There you go, David. We gotta laugh.
I'm sorry.
This whole situation's fucking stupid as it is. We gotta laugh about it.
I didn't even brush my teeth yet today, alright, man? Shut
You're
up.
disgusting.
I know.
Get a towel, fucking Mongo.
My name is Humongoloid. Get it right, asshole.
Bro.
Well, my Humongoloid X.
Bro.
So edgy.
I have like $2,000 worth of equipment here, and you almost made me blow this house sky high by spitting water.
X sounds like a fucking fanfiction character that a goddamn 12-year-old would write on DeviantArt.
Oh no, fanfiction.net.
My bad.
But X sounds like a OC that someone would have made on DeviantArt. I got you, David. I got you.
Yeah, like the kind that gets like super pregnant.
So guys, you remember like how in Kingdom Hearts, how all the organization members had fucking X's in their names? Now, typically, a real person's fucking name will never have an X, usually.
Yeah, unless your name is like Xander or some shit.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Which even then, it's kind of like, that's cool, I guess. Like, you know, you're like the first person in like 1,000 years that has like an X in their name. If you do have an X in your name, again, this is just all played for jokes. And there's a joke in there, like within the Kingdom Hearts fandom, where it's like, hey, yo, bro, he got the X in his name. Because like, there was a point in time where in the series, the X like actually had fucking meaning. Like, I don't know, they wanted to like give it meaning. It's like, an X is just like the cool letter of like the 26th in our alphabet. So it was like, you know, I don't know, it's always X or Z. X or Z is always like the fucking cool letter of like the alphabet for some reason, or the cool letters of the alphabet. And everyone's just been like clowning on Elon, where it's just kind of like, hey, he's like, yo, it's like Elon part of the darkness, bro. He's trying to take over the Twitter with the X. He's trying to bring the darkness to everybody.
Won't let you down, my king.
Fucking Elon Musk whips out a keyblade. He would, honestly, I would not be fucking surprised if one day, like, fucking, we find out that Elon Musk is like a giant Kingdom Hearts fan. He honestly looks like autistic enough that he would fucking like Kingdom Hearts.
Maybe.
Like, honestly, genuinely.
One time I said something remotely bad about Kingdom Hearts, about Sora not getting into Smash, and some guy on Twitter who, oh my bad, X, who doesn't even follow me, didn't do nothing, like, just replied to me and just roasted me, like, oh, like, blah, 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 how do you hate Kingdom Hearts, all this shit. And then I looked at his account.
How do you not?
No, here's the thing.
Me as a person who plays it, even I hate it.
No, here's the thing. I looked at his account, and he was just a reply guy going across every single post on twitter.x, my .com. Just finding anybody who said anything bad about Kingdom Hearts, and just defending, like, the multi-million-dollar, like, game franchise. And here's the thing, Dennis. This guy literally did not even follow me.
He was just hunting it.
That means he types Kingdom Hearts into the search bar.
Yeah, and just sees
every
any
day,
threads.
looking for things to get angry about it.
Yep. So meaning, he is probably an ugly Mongo in real life. And probably gets no bitches. And sings Simple and Clean in front of the mirror in his underpants, and he thinks he must be really cool for liking Kingdom Hearts. That's my theory.
There is a
I'm gonna stand
legitimate
by it.
way, and I'm not even kidding, if you go even if you had sex before, and you go a really, really long time without having sex, that's one thing. You'll start to forget a little bit, but you've still had sex before. You can vaguely remember the sensation. Even if this guy has fucked before, there are certain behaviors that, like, inherent that of a virgin so hard to the point where I don't care if he's fucked before, he is a virgin. Like, it just retracts the meter back, if that makes any sense. Like, that is the kind of behavior that, like, vehemently distances you from a pussy, like, in every conceivable way. It's like fucking pussy repellent. Like, going online and, like, mercilessly defending Kingdom Hearts and getting into flame wars with people you don't even know about the multi-million-dollar game franchise from the multi-billion-dollar company.
Which, you know, also, to summarize, the game itself is a fanfiction.net
honestly
fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't, even, here's the thing. Even us fans of the series, and, you know, funny enough, like, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 last night, and my brother walked in, and I don't think he's ever truly, like, kind of took in the game, like, just seeing, like, what it is exactly. And I'm gonna be real, his reactions were so fucking hilarious because he just was so confused at everything that he was looking at. Every question was what is this? Who the fuck? Why is Mickey got a sword? Why is Donald fighting these black things? And, like, it's just, like, all these just hilarious commentary on just everything. And let me tell you, seeing a person who's never experienced Kingdom Hearts, like, period, and then just actually seeing it, like, all in their face for the first time is some of the most, like, hilarious shit you'll ever see. And I'm gonna be real. And again, I'm a fan. I'm waiting for number 4, as we are all. But I think even us as fans, we agree that this game, there's a lot to make fun of. a lot. And I will be real, there is not a game series off the top of my head at least that just has so much shit to make fun of than Kingdom Hearts. I have not seen one in my life. Maybe Overwatch recently. Maybe. I don't know. Because considering like it just seems as if the game's just like gone down the shitter now at this point. And now apparently it's coming to Steam, which I found fucking hilarious. Because considering like that just means like, yeah, this fucking game is just like we almost want it out of our hands now at this point. And considering also that much of Blizzard's game, this is the first time a Blizzard game is coming down to fucking Steam. It's the first fucking time. And what does that tell all of us? Rhetorically, really, like...
Y'all can say whatever you want about me as, like, a Nintendo fan. Don't agree with everything that company does. That's why I don't, like, you know, fully represent them. Overwatch fans are cucks.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys are cucks. I said that to
Abso-fucking-lutely.
shout-outs to Mott Neva, who's a fellow Smash commentator friend of ours, and I just told Mott, like, I'm sorry. Like, to their face. I did, like, I'm sorry that you're an Overwatch fan. And, like, they felt bad, and I'm like...
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by felt bad?
Like, in like a half-heartedly way, like, I feel bad that, like, you're saying that, but I also feel bad because deep down, you are right. And I know you're right. They fucking hate you. They hate you.
Well, no, it's not that they hate you. They disregard you. They think you're scum. They don't even think about you. They just think you're dirt beneath their feet.
Guys,
and that's it.
Like,
that's not hatred. That's just like complete disregard for you.
It's doing everything wrong. An unnecessary sequel that was only necessary by the promise of PvE that
which you did not get.
Kinda just didn't fucking do.
Nope.
With no excuse for that.
No one can say that they even delivered even 50% on that promise.
If they charged money for Overwatch 2, then it would actually be the biggest sin in like gaming history, in my opinion, or up there, like relevant to it. Because like literally, you are the biggest cuck in the world for paying money for that. For a game that at the end of the day you don't even own. By the way, it gets Ubisoft actually recently for that.
Oh yes,
the shit that gets transitioned off of their shitty Uplay platform. By the way, even if you own those games on Steam or you want to like play them on Steam from a transition, if the account gets shut down, you will not be able to play those games in any fucking capable fashion. And I'm going to just echo what my friend Gons said about this on Twitter. Good friend of ours, fantastic Smash player. Some of the most heinous opinions on video games I've ever seen in my life, but I respect him for the opinions that he has and just for the, person that he is.
What's an example of his heinous opinions? I'm honestly curious.
He hates everything Nintendo does now. Everything.
That's not heinous.
Everything. No, he thinks Mario Odyssey is literally the worst Mario game ever made. He despised Tears of the Kingdom, says the Mario movie was like the biggest travesty that ever happened. Like he's like,
but does he have stuff?
Sometimes his opinions are like he's a genuine hater.
Okay, so it's not that like he actually has genuine facts to back it up. It's just so much vitriol. Like it's just straight up vitriol.
Yeah, he's very passionate about.
I respect.
He's a day trader. He's a day trader too. Like that's his job. Like he trades video games. He sells them for like tens of $20,000s of dollars. I actually hooked him up with like a mint condition Super Castlevania that like my old barber was selling once, and he sold it for something like $20K. Like he gave me money for it too. Like that's his job. That's what he does. Like he's a full-time like trader. Very passionate about game preservation, which Nintendo, as we all know, is not. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah. So like the last part.
Didn't know the context. I was curious. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. And what he said is that remember, if paying for a game does not mean you own it, pirating it does not mean you're stealing it.
I like that though. I do.
There's fucking base.
No, it's very true.
Yeah.
Considering in the environment that we're living now, where even like I know Steam is not exactly up to the same level as fucking Nintendo, right? But the very fact that like even apparently buying physical copies doesn't exactly mean that you own it already, like, kind of tells you like the sort of environment that we're living in when it comes to that shit. And even for Steam as well, like, yes, the the games are under your account and everything, right? And I don't know how, like, I guess, let's say Valve sort of kind of like stipulates how ownership is kind of done through them. Yeah.
Steam, like, just very quick, it's to add to your point.
Okay.
I wouldn't cut you off for something massive when you're in your tangent.
Mm-hmm.
Steam has said on record, I mean, they haven't released what it is, so it could be bullshit, but knowing their track record, it probably isn't. They say that in the worst case scenario, Steam shuts down. Worst fucking case scenario, like this savior of the internet or savior of online gaming. If it shuts down, they have backup procedures in place where you will be able to download and keep all of your games and stuff if it goes down.
Okay.
They have said that on record. They didn't say what it is, but they said they have like a backup plan for that.
Valve is better than... Okay.
Yeah.
And already Valve, look, off of that alone, and I'm going to look that up actually myself, and I take David's word, but I actually kind of want to see like how they word it themselves. But already, off the bat, Valve is like just fucking Chad compared to everyone else.
Always have been, always will.
Always has been, true. And I don't know, let's say where Sony or Microsoft kind of stand on that, considering like it's, I mean, they're gunning so much for like their online services nowadays, where it's like, you know, especially Xbox's Game Pass, which, you know, like doesn't really, like if you have one, it's great if you do, and like obviously you get to play like plenty of games off of it, but for me, it's like, maybe this is just a bit boomer of me. Like, I also never really was a fan of like GameFly when that was, I think it still is a thing. I don't know how popular it is now compared to, let's say, how it was around like the Blockbuster days, or like when Netflix was not the streaming platform that we know it as. But I just liked, like, I didn't like renting. Like, I liked owning the damn thing. Like, there's just like a bit more, I guess, I don't know if value is the right word, but like, it just feels like as if, you know, it's like, oh, this is mine. Like, it's part of your collection and everything. And if you are one of those people who love to show off their collection, like, you know, obviously, like, it just looks great. And I mean, you know, there is also like, you know, the people who just have so much of a fucking collection that, like, you know, that they just never played probably even 80% of these games that they have. Like, I'm talking like angry video game nerd. Like, you know, when you see his basement and like just the fucking walls and walls of games that he has like all across his basement.
Yeah.
You know he didn't play like a good chunk of those right off the bat. And it's the reason why that at least, like, you know, okay, people may argue like, what is the point of having such a fucking large collection if in the end, after you finish playing it, it's just gonna go right under the shelf, right? And people will even then argue, okay, well, if that is the case, if you're done playing it, why not just then go to like a GameStop and sell it? Well, for one, GameStop, come on, you already know. And as far as even like, you know, when it comes to like digital games and like just the collections that we all have off of Steam, like I'm sure like at least a good chunk of you like have at least like maybe 50 to 100 or so games. I've seen guys with thousands in their fucking library. It's actually insane. And I know for a fact they didn't play any, like I play a good at least 80% of those. I know they didn't. And as far as like ownership goes, like it's the reason why that like at least maybe I don't want to go, I really don't want to go back to my pirating days, because it's like I did it a lot when I was a young kid because I didn't have no money, but I had a computer that was like good enough that was able to play a lot of games. So I just went to Pirate Bay and just like obviously downloaded it and then played it on my computer free of charge. Mm-hmm. But obviously when I started to like get it, like when I got a job and like, you know, I started to get money, like, okay, like I could just buy my own shit now. But now it's like the whole kind of pendulum swinging in a way where it's like, oh, okay, you bought this game, but you don't technically own it. Mine is Valve, because Valve, like, you know, already kind of off of what David said, like, you know, we do own the games. Like, even if their shit went down and if like the servers crash or whatever, they got backups in place that we would be able to play the games. But I know for a fact that for Nintendo or even any others, like if their shit just crashed and just like if their servers, all of them just simultaneously all just got fucked, they would tell you to get fucked, basically. And like it's the reason why even in like those cases, like very extraneous, I know, I prefer physical copies, but it's like, again, the whole idea of ownership is just like, I was like, okay, yeah, you bought the game, but you also don't technically own the game. So then what the fuck, like, what did I buy this for? It's like, well, you could play the game, but it's just technically not yours. So what is it? They don't even know that answer either.
No, they know the answer. They know the answer. They're just not going to answer it.
Fair.
However lucky you listening at home think we are to have Valve, multiply that by 10.
Yeah.
In reality, like, the work they do is insanely important. Not just because they recently updated Team Fortress 2 for the first time and God knows how long, and that Team Fortress 2 has had its highest concurrent player base in
Still
the
no
history.
Half-Life 3. Still no Half-Life 3.
In the history of its entire lifespan, by the way. That's just never happening. It's because the old saying is holding true for a lot of things. Not just for video games, but for movies and streaming services as well. In the future, you will own nothing, and you will be happy about it. Mm-hmm. But it's a good sign, because a lot more people, not just boomers, mostly young people too, are actually not happy that we don't own things anymore.
They're catching on pretty quick now.
We are
it's actually really good that they are.
We are not in the second golden age of television anymore. That is what I was taught by all the dickhead, like, you know, up their ass communications professors back in Montclair. Some of them were great, some of you were ass. Just facts. And it's true, we were in the second golden age of television back then. We are not anymore. It's different now, because now subscription services, they change exclusive rights to shows all the time.
Yep.
I'm rewatching The Venture Brothers right now because the movie came out, and I need to rewatch The Venture Brothers so I can understand the movie again. I'm catching so many things on my rewatch, it's great. The Venture Brothers is on Hulu. I couldn't get into my sister's Hulu account anymore, for whatever reason, on any device. I tried everything, didn't work, was not going to call their customer service. So, I just started a free trial, and I'm like, I'll just watch it during my free trial, then I'll get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I activate my free trial, go through the headache of that, all the stupid setup, what shows do you like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And guess what show is no longer on Hulu?
Oh, no.
The Venture Brothers.
So you couldn't even go through the catalog even before, like you did the sign up for the trial? So fucking stupid.
And deliberate.
And yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yep.
That is true.
And
I'm an idiot.
I have to pay advance for the live TV functionality for the Venture Brothers now, which is like $70 a month.
Oh, fuck that.
Because you know where it is now? The Venture Brothers, like all the other amazing and great shows and stuff, it's on HBO Max now.
Yep.
Which I already have, because I have the cable and shit like that, which is good. So that's where I've been watching it. Way better functionality on that app as well, by the way. HBO Max has got, like, it's just the best fucking streaming service in, like, every way right now.
I think just off of the volume of good stuff they have compared to, like, everyone else. Like, they still got The Sopranos, which is still one of, like, easily the best shows, like, on Earth. And, I mean, up to the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, because obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But House of Dragons and a bunch of others. Like, I think volume-wise, they just have a lot more better shit. And
all the old classic CN cartoons now too. They're all there as well.
And even better than, like, I think Disney Plus. I'll be on record saying that.
Yeah, like, and the functionality. It functions better than every other app I've tried, by the way.
The UI looks just better.
Paramount Plus has all the classic Nick shows. That app is dog shit.
Yeah.
I've got like so many glitches and shit. It's terrible. Like, inexcusable for how wealthy that company is. But the point is, everything is a subscription service now. And people are sick of it. Because the wealth gap is ridiculous in this country. And now if you want to watch all your individual shows, you have to pay the price of what was a full cable package with a company like Optimum or whatever, where you get all these channels just for one streaming service.
Yep.
And they think that's justifiable because there's no ads, which isn't even always true. Hulu, even the paid ones have ads. It's insane. Hulu's so bad now. It has fallen off so hard. Like, I have no reason to own it except to just finish watching Archer, which I can do on YouTube.
Or, yo ho ho.
Yeah. Like, no, Archer I love. I'm not going to pirate that shit.
I mean, Archer's done now, though.
Well, it's about to be done. There's one more season.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
But yeah. So, point is, video games are doing this too. And if it wasn't for Valve, and with just PCs being way better than consoles, video games would have fallen prey to this even more than they already have, and the trend that it's already going forever ago. Oh, but David, I love Nintendo. They would never do this shit. Let's bring this conversation back to Kingdom Hearts for a minute. Because you know what game is on the Switch?
Kingdom Farts.
The Kingdom Hearts trilogy. And you know what they all are? cloud games.
Yep.
They're all cloud games.
I remember hearing that news and I was just kind of like it was honestly just some of the worst thing. Like, it was one of the worst things I've ever read. It was just like off of like one of their websites. And like, it was such a, everyone was already saying like, it's such a missed opportunity. Just put that shit like on a fucking Switch cartridge. Like, the funny thing is that Kingdom Hearts somehow is better on PC because we got that shit off of Epic Games and we mod the fuck out of that game. It's actually insane what people have been doing with that game nowadays. And like, I've seen like literal Darth Vader fighting fucking Sora.
Did they make the game stop insisting on itself? That's my biggest critique of Kingdom Hearts. It's so fucking generic looking back on it when you think about it. Like,
oh no, yeah.
It is something that worked in the early 2000s, but the reason a lot of people hated Kingdom Hearts 3 is because the world has changed vastly since then.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now and like the Disney, like Final Fantasy or like anime crossover, it just looks dumb now. All of Sora's dialogue is just the most generic anime protagonist shit. Like,
yeah,
I won't let you down, my king!
Yeah, darkness, light, darkness, friendship.
I'll never give in to the
hearts.
darkness. It's so basic.
Yeah, and it's also like kind of unfortunate because a lot of the voice actors that they have for it, they're good. They're fucking great. It's just the direction that they have is just god awful.
That is why Paul Liberti, one of the greatest voice actors who ever lived, you can fight me on that. And my personal, well, not my personal mentor, but he was my mentor. Like, I took his classes. I don't know why I almost said personal mentor, like sensei. Like, no, not like that. He was my sensei. Said there's no such thing as bad voice actors. There are only bad directors.
Yep.
Which is something Dennis disagreed with me on in the past. But the more you think about it, I mean, there is some truth to that. Although there are bad actors too when you're early on.
When did I disagree with you?
I said it like a year and a half ago on an episode or some shit. Like in a different context too. It was forever ago.
Oh, I probably wasn't even thinking when I was disagreeing with you. Because I do agree. Like, it's because Star Wars is the same fucking way. Like the prequels especially. Like Hayden Christensen when he played Anakin got no favors with he had no favors with that script. And he's a good actor. It's just that fucking George Lucas being the fucking Gungan loving. I'm not gonna insult him.
No, say it.
No. Because I like George Lucas too. It's just that at least around that time, like the way he wrote, he's not a writer. He's a fucking macro guy. He's about world building. He's about like storytelling. But when it came to writing dialogue, I don't like sand. Who the fuck writes that?
Not to mention, going back to video games again. One of our favorite games, the first ever video game that me and Dennis ever did a collaboration together on. Not that Dennis was a content creator or whatever, but we like two best friends, let's playing, was Sonic Adventure. We played Sonic Adventure, and you want to talk about fucking garbage ass trash voice acting? We can't. You want to know why the voice acting in that game was so bad, Dennis?
Why? Zero
direction.
Yeah, I
figured. They were literally not directed at all. And the game's old as hell. Like, remote directing wasn't really a shit. Like, they would sometimes do it, like, over phone calls. I don't think Source Connect existed yet. Obviously, the internet was different. There was no Zoom. There was no Discord. There was no Skype. Nothing like that for them to do that shit over. They literally had no directions. They gave them their lines.
Yeah.
Read this. Here it is. Whatever.
Everyone sounded like they were just recording in their bathroom. Every single person. And again, like, I think it is one of those games where it's like you can't really trash it, as David said, just because, like, again, like they received no direction. It's one thing if they received bad direction. That's one thing, but when receiving none, it's like I'm just like my legs are chopped off at that point. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I have no direction, like, whatsoever.
Yeah.
And
even a good voice actor can't do shit with that.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because, we're sometimes told we have to self-direct, which we do for, like, auditions and stuff. And even sometimes just for straight-up, like, voice work in general. Like, they'll ask us to, like, put a lot of our own spin on it as well. Like, I really want to see what you bring to the table with this.
That's always a test, though, I feel.
It is.
Because it's like, what is your take on, like, what we're bringing here? And, like, what can you bring to it?
And then they'll see if they like it more than their original design of the character. Because, like, it's a collaboration. You're a collaborator as a voice actor. That's what you are. Because directors will have an idea for a character. They'll see how a voice actor auditions, and they'll be like, oh, that's better.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's
the
better
guy's
than
in
what
the
I had in
booth,
mind.
right? Like, reading the lines.
Exactly.
Like, he's the one that actually acting out, let's say, the scenes. And
yeah, like I had
he's
to
the
do
one,
one.
and we feeling the emotion.
Yeah, like my voice isn't raspy enough right now, but I had to do one where I sounded like Guile or some shit. And like that was terrible. That wasn't what I tried to sound like during like the audition stuff. You're like, talk is cheap. That generic, fuck you. Like over hardcore, like almost anime style voice.
Yeah.
I'm the big manly man. Like I had to sound sort of like
fuck
that.
your wife. It's the world we live in is just like, I mean, I'm not gonna be like those people. Oh, the world we live in is so different now.
Everything sucks.
Not everything sucks.
But
it's just at the very least,
it is different.
It is different. No, I don't think anyone could fucking deny that at all. Like whether it be through like if we're gonna be talking about acting or even like video games or even just like the world at large. Like of course, like everything is just so different, and it's the reason why that like. I don't know. Like, I think ownership is just. I hope it continues to be. I mean, it is a big issue, but I hope it continues to become like a bigger one because, as far as like even I don't even know anyone who like it's so funny because there are still some things that if you buy it, you own it no matter what. DVDs, but nobody fucking buys DVDs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like absolutely nobody fucking buys them.
Which is unfortunate because it's becoming important again, like you're mentioning, right?
Yeah, because it's again but like they're never gonna bring these shows. They're never gonna bring these shows and put them all on fucking like a DVD. Like I feel as if like those days are over. Like because I don't know if you are one of those 3 people who bought the complete series of Friends, but like. For a lot of people, and maybe it is gonna change a bit, but like maybe like people will start buying more of these complete series like DVDs and like actually like say like I own this, I could watch it whenever I want. But DVD players are also like I don't know if we ever may see a resurgence with that shit, but. They kind of died out the same way that like VCRs did. It was just another step like in the timeline.
That is because of the consumers though. They are counting on us to keep the convenience of, subscription services and whatnot, which it is way more convenient. It still is. You have all these shows, you can watch them whenever you want, but at the same time, you don't own it.
Yep.
They can pluck them whenever they want.
Yeah, just look at Netflix. With all their shit. Yeah.
That is what got me to download Hulu when I couldn't get into my sister's account just to watch The Venture Brothers. And I couldn't because they fucking pulled it with no notice or anything.
Can I ask you, is there a complete series of The Venture Brothers on DVD?
Probably. The Venture Brothers movie to end the show that just came out has a physical release. There is a Blu-ray and DVD of it.
Let me see.
Yeah, that exists. I'm not there yet. I'm still not done watching the show. I'm almost at season 7, which is the last season.
Okay, it does exist.
I figured it wouldn't. I mean, dude, you go to Walmart, they have complete box sets of like all these shows. It's crazy.
Which, back in the day, it was so great to see those. I don't know what it is now because it's like at least around that time, right? We didn't have streaming services. We literally had Blockbuster. Like, I'm sorry if this is going into like real boomer territory for like any of you youngins out here, but like in our day, it's like back in my day, we had to go to the Blockbuster and rent out a fucking video cassette or a DVD to watch the newest episode or movie of a show we were watching. And like for a lot of us who go to Walmart or Target, we don't really ever go through the DVD section. I have like yet to see people actually like going like, oh, like, yeah, like I got the new Toy Story movie like in hand, like the same way people would like wave a game after they just bought it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, for a movie, it's just cause like there's not no interactivity in it. You just sit down and watch it. And now obviously I think there is like, maybe not interactivity is the right word, but it's just kind of like, at least if it's a movie you enjoy, like, you are just actively enjoying it as you're watching it, right? And just feeling something as you're watching it too. But, like, it's so odd too, considering, like, movies are just like, 2 hours and then put it back in the case, and then put it on the shelf. For a game, like, thing, you're literally sitting here for like fucking hours. Like, or maybe the whole day.
That's why video games are more expensive. Because it's like literally more hours of entertainment, or they should be, or they usually are.
If we're just going it by time, like, that we're spending, like, it is true. Yeah, as David said. And I think, though, if, like, obviously, if you're buying, like, a complete series, like fucking Venture Brothers or, you know, whatever else, it's like, I think there is nothing more, like, nothing more saying that you own it than when you own, like, the complete series. And not to mention, I kind of miss a lot of, like, I know DVD menus that kind of, like, really don't matter anymore in the year of our Lord 2023. But I'm looking back and thinking back to a lot of DVDs that I owned, and, like, it was always so cool to, like, see that menu come up and, like, you know, we go through, like, oh, we get to pick which episodes we want to watch or which scene we want to start at or whatever. Or, like, oh, like, you know, can we, like, okay, I had to go somewhere, but now I'm back and I could just pick up where I left off, like, right off of there. And, like, now that I'm really thinking about it too, it's like, I kind of hope maybe DVDs maybe will make a comeback, because it almost seems as if, like, well, not even almost, it just seems as if, like, this whole issue is just not gonna get any better when it comes to streaming services. It's just not.
I disagree. Because it already kind of did for the music industry. Record players made a humongous comeback.
Is true.
Young people buy those.
They
sell vinyls everywhere again.
That is
in
true.
Targets, they sell that shit. In fucking Best Buys, well, not Best Buys, no, but in, like, Walmarts and all these places. We just bought my father this big fancy one for his birthday. Like, this very old-fashioned looking one, too. Like, the aesthetic is that it's like an old-timey looking record player. We bought him that. Those made a huge comeback. And people still sell DVDs for these things. And cheap, too, for the most part. Or I think, usually for the most part.
Just, like, if we're gonna, like, put it in proportion to, like, how much, let's say, you'd be spending on the streaming service. Like, and it also depends on how much of a movie buff you are. Like, it depends on, like, how big you want your collection to be and everything. But, like, I think, though, if it is for, like, let's say, specific series that, like, you really care for, dropping, let's say, that $80 to $60 for, let's say, the complete series for Venture Brothers, or even, I don't know if you're that much of a fan, like Family Guy. Like, you know, what other like, fucking shows? Like, I feel as if that's way more worth it than, let's say, because a lot of times people only get streaming services for one show that they want to watch.
And that's why that's flawed, because now you have to pay the full price of a cable subscription service for a whole new streaming service just to watch one show. And then the rights transfer around all the time, like Venture Brothers not on Hulu anymore. So now I have to watch it on HBO Max, which I was lucky to already have. Not everybody does. It's flawed, and we're spending more money for less television than we ever have.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked. Not to mention, we didn't even touch upon, like, how bad, like, streaming services are just, like, fucking over actors as far as their pay goes. I mean, like, they're part of the reason that, like, SAG-AFTRA is even, like, protesting right now, beyond, like, the AI and, like, combining with the writer's strike and all that shit, which that's gonna last forever, by the way. That's too important of a shit to go down. A lot of stuff they're not gonna budge on for a while. But there's a way we can find some sort of compromise here. Streaming service, right? Which one is gonna be the first streaming service? With TV shows and all, they have the rights to those shows, the streaming rights to those shows, blah, blah, blah. They won the wage war to get South Park on their fucking streaming service, whatever. What is going to be the first one that lets you pay an additional fee, or, like, a large fee, like the kind you would pay for, like, a whole box set for a show or something, to download that show onto your device? Like your Fire Stick or whatever, your Roku, whatever it is you're using to watch it, so you can watch that show while being offline. And have that money split between, like, the company and the show's creators.
Wasn't it Netflix that already started doing that?
You can?
I think so, yeah.
I have not used Netflix in God knows how long, so I did not even know that.
Yeah, they have that option, but...
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Oh, so it was Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I think that's... I mean, I can't think of...
It's not exactly a... It's like a Band-Aid to the whole fucking thing, but it's like, okay, at least you, like, you know, if you are dropping that much money, even for Netflix, like, you know, you got the option, you know? It's but the thing is that like again, it's not even in your hands. I just like a physical fucking thing to touch. And I know like okay, like the thing that matters in the end is like the disc inside, not really the fucking case. Fair. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, you know, it's still a whole part of it, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not just gonna be waving the fucking disc around. You gotta have a case for it.
Yeah.
And
I hate what I have. I hate what I have with my Switch because like half the games on it I have downloaded and the other half I have physical, and that just makes me lose track of all of them.
Yeah, again, like we even mentioned a couple episodes ago that like our libraries are fucking huge, and I guarantee you, if you sifted through like all of it, not even just on the Switch, but even on Valve, I guarantee you, there's probably tons of games that you bought that you never touched. Period. Guarantee. Also, I guess we'll like wrap it up here, but I guess some closing thoughts on it is just that like, you know, don't ever like stop fighting for ownership, because they're even trying to get cars like to follow that fucking model as well, which I thought was the biggest pile of horse shit I've ever heard.
Subscription services are a scam now. They're only getting
a scam.
Worse. Like,
absolutely.
They were just talking about this on the official podcast, or the latest one that I listened to. Like, why does everything have to be a fucking subscription service now? It makes no sense. That's like one of the biggest perpetrators of that saying, in the future you'll own nothing and be happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm optimistic because less and less and less and less people are happy about it.
Yep.
People are pissed at streaming services now. All the actors and the writers are pissed at streaming services. Young people, like me and Dennis, the people who are supposed to eat this shit up like it's nothing, are pissed at the streaming services.
We hate it too.
Yeah, even the boomers who aren't even used to that technology, some of them like still care about it and love the convenience. But even they're like, yeah, I want physical media. My dad, we just got him a record player,
yeah, exactly,
so he could like play his physical records and stuff. Physical media is being combated against by these companies, but it'll only die if we let it. So to echo what Dennis said, like, don't stop fighting for ownership.
And buy physical copies for fuck's sake, please.
Yeah.
Get a shelf if you need room. All right, it's not that fucking hard.
Purchase the Danny Phantom graphic novel. I want more Danny Phantom
if anything,
shit.
Buy one, open it and read it. Buy the second one and just keep it in the wrap.
Yeah.
Honestly, just do that. Remember fucking Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection? I bought that shit fucking twice. I bought that twice. I bought the digital copy and then I bought my physical copy.
Give them your money when you want more shit from them.
Exactly.
Pirate it when you don't want them to make more, or they really, 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 really do not deserve your money.
Like for EA games, pirate the shit out of them. Pirate the fuck out of them.
Adobe products.
Pirate the fuck out of them.
Every single one of them. Never pay a subscription service for that shit.
Sony Vegas. Pirate the fuck out of it.
It depends on which one.
It's Sony, man.
Yeah, Sony that evil? Yeah, they probably
they're
are,
like mid-tier evil. They're mid-tier evil.
I was gonna say, you don't pay. That's why I use Vegas. You don't pay a subscription service for that
fair,
shit.
Fair. Okay, fair.
It's 1,000 times better.
Okay.
You know what you have to pay a subscription service for? Premiere. Which everybody fucking uses.
Yeah. Which, oh my god, I've heard how much they like charge up the ass for that. So
it's a scam. That's a whole that's a whole different can of worms. We don't even have to open up.
So
they abuse college students with that shit too, because they get it free at first, and then when they're used to using it for years for their projects, and they have to keep using it as adults, then they start charging them exorbitant amount of money for it.
I've also heard some stories where people literally just pirate it and then just like get a keygen, just use it basically, and like they just basically say fuck Adobe. And to people who do that, please keep on doing it.
No, because literally always pirate Adobe products.
Do not ever
they are
feel
scum.
Yeah, do not ever feel that you even owe you owe them any more money than they're already getting. And at the same time, for things you like, specifically, buy physical copies.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Like, maybe not music, because I don't think anyone... I mean, well, for records I get. But, like, for fucking albums that are in the plastic CD case, the only people that I've ever seen buy those are the ones who are, like, getting it for, like, collection reasons.
Yeah.
Like, not really that they have a fucking music player, like, that runs CD-ROM, and, like, they're actually using that to play it. Because they already have Spotify. So it's
which, by the way, just increased the price of premium by $1.
Gee. Fucking great, because I use Spotify Premium.
Hey, at least they notified us. I got a message on the app and everything that said that. At least they were honest, like, hey, if you want to stay subscribed, it's $1 extra, like, there. Which is still shitty, but at least they told us. Not like, again, Hulu just
or
drop
Netflix.
shows out of fucking nowhere. Doesn't
Netflix
tell nobody
never told
before
us
they make
about
a
their
service.
price increases either.
And
Netflix
they make it
never told us.
deliberately impossible, like, to try to cancel them too, which is the worst part. Like, it's literally the same shit that cable did, except now it's just online. And we lose our internet, and we have, like, no technology, no way to watch anything. It's just...
And it's so funny because...
It's going full circle again, man.
Remember how 5-10 years ago, we thought, like, oh, when streaming services were starting... Like, at least for Netflix, right? Like, from a couple years back, started to really become the titan that we know it as. And, like, we thought, like, oh, this is, like, the new way of watching TV. They've become the bad guys. They have become the shit that we hate. Or it took a couple years, but it's at least, like... They went from being, like, the cool guy to the fucking insufferable douche that everyone hates. Like, it's... As, you know, David kind of says it a little better, but, like, you know, we know this quote. You have to die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And fucking Netflix is that villain right now. And they are, like, the top villain, really, out of everyone else, considering, like, they are the ones that started this shit. Disney's still not even close to their numbers, period. And, like... Disney still got, obviously, like, I mean, Disney still got their name. That's the thing. Like, it's Disney. Obviously, like, we're gonna, like, I don't love, like, Sleeping Beauty or fucking Beauty and the Beast that much, but it's like, if you do, then, okay, you only have one avenue to go to watch it. Disney Plus. You want to watch and catch the latest Star Wars shows? You only got one avenue. Disney Plus.
You want to rewatch Danny Phantom before you can read the graphic novel that just came out?
Paramount Plus. I'm never going back to cable.
For
ever.
Each individual... Yeah, of course, because that's obviously a whole different can of worms, which cable was... They had the monopoly for years, so at least they have some semblance of competitor. But not even then. They did the same thing that I was talking about when it came to merging, like having the option to download shows.
Yep.
I have HBO Max because my parents have Optimum. I just logged into it with my Optimum account, and that's how I use it. And so, like, they found a way to cooperate there.
Yeah.
So why can't we do the same further? Like, for just more convenient practices.
But since they're not going to ever give it, just pirate. Just fucking pirate. Like, really, just pirate. Fuck it. Get a VPN and just pirate the shit out of everything.
That's
really.
when it's, like, morally correct to pirate, when these companies deserve to lose money off of this shit, and that's more
Absolutely.
part of what gets them to change. You know, they say everything they do is to, like, combat piracy and stuff like that, but, like, in retrospect, I mean, it's a demand to change your service. That was the difference between Nintendo and Valve, you know, like, people pirate Valve stuff, be like, all right, we gotta change to make this more convenient, so we did, and now people buy their stuff again. Nintendo just doubles down and just tries to ruin people's entire fucking lives when they pirate their shit, just to ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. Now, if that isn't an allegory for how capital punishment works in this country, I don't know what is.
I mean, well, Nintendo's also a Japanese company, so
yeah,
like the way they do punishment's a little bit different than the way we think about it.
Yeah,
so.
like, you're gonna rehabilitate, or are you just gonna punish and, like, hope that makes them not want to do it again?
Well, it's not even just punish. They're gonna, like, kill you, like, spiritually. That's the thing. Like, that one case with Bowser a while back, it was, like, I think a month ago or so. Like, that wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna punish you. Like, we're gonna make an example out of you. And it didn't stop anybody either. People are still pirating your fucking games.
Nintendo was public about that too. Their lawyers even said in a press release, we're doing this to literally use this as an example. They said that. Like, full stop. They're not even hiding it. Okay.
Sorry that, I know this kind of ended on, like, a pretty shitty note, but...
No, it's entertaining. People will love it.
And it is entertaining, but I wanted to try to make it funny.
This one's gonna bang. This one's gonna fucking bang. I promise you it's gonna bang.
In the end, damn, remember the days of burning discs? It doesn't even matter. Remember the days of burning discs? Remember every day we thought, like, those guys were scum? They fucking got it early, man.
You see a disk drive in this fucking computer? Do you see one anywhere in there? No. It doesn't even have one. I don't have that option.
No, but during those days, they were considered scum. They fucking were already ahead of the curve, really, in my opinion.
I'm just ahead of the curve.
See, I'm not a monster. Just ahead of the curve. Big media companies start just, like, flip the fucking table.
And these people, when they don't have all their little fancy streaming services anymore, they'll eat each other. Well, see, that wasn't me. I'm not the cable company.
Fucking God, I can't even.
Your subscription, your rate.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Quotes to live by.
I'm optimistic about this one, though. I actually am.
I think it kind of gets across a lot of things. All you hipsters who like still buy your music that nobody listens to, it's like keep buying it. Really, the only ones who are gonna buy it are you anyway. So like at the very least, might as well show your support. But again, like just show support ownership. That's a hashtag for all you. Support ownership.
Support ownership.
Support ownership. Now imagine if houses get subscription models. Imagine that. Fucking imagine that. We get to that stage, huh?
They basically do.
Well, you see, if you go for the premium rate, you'll have a roof. So what if we don't? You won't have one. We'll remove your roof right off of your fucking house. And they're gonna look at you with that look of like, and you're gonna do nothing about it. Because you are a fucking bitch. And it's that... I know that may seem a little out there, but... Again, we already got cars doing this shit. So...
I'm just saying...
just letting you know.
If something is an object that has no business having a subscription service, because it's not a service, it's a physical product that you own, or for any other reason why it shouldn't have a subscription service, don't support that shit. It's too good to be true.
Ever.
A subscription service for a car is insane. You own it. You're inside of it. You're driving it. It's not like...
until you pay it off.
Yeah, it's not like a streaming service, which is a literal service. They have, servers that they have to upkeep, which cost money to, upkeep and whatnot. They have, the rights to go through to, purchase to get their shows on their platform. That's a service that is provided to you. You pay a fee for it. That at least makes sense, as shitty as some of these services are. For stuff that you physically download, like an Adobe product or whatever... imagine if Nintendo charged you a subscription service to, play games that you downloaded onto your Switch. That's illegal. You bought it already.
Yeah.
That's why you don't support cloud games either. We're going off. We're saying the same thing over and over.
But
we
okay.
apologize.
Guys, here's plugs. Here, look at it. Okay, there's a big X right there. You see it where the bird is? There's an X right there, right fucking there.
Yeah, follow us on X at Double D Pod. Just let it die, man. I just want to change the fucking...
Oh, yo, let me post this on X real quick, bro. Just gotta post this on X. Just gotta tweet... X it out. We gotta X it out, man. We gotta tweet this... We gotta tweet... fuck. I keep saying tweet.
You realize anyone
we gotta X this stuff out, man.
You realize anyone on Twitter who, isn't on Twitter, who doesn't even know what you're talking about, they're gonna think you're about to take a picture of your dick.
They're also gonna think you're gonna you be talking about your ex, which is already, really beta behavior. So, just...
Well, the purchasing of the entire social media platform was, in fact, a result of such X behavior. So, maybe that's why he's renaming it X. Maybe it just reminds him of Grimes. I told you! Honestly, Grimes, I know you fucking hated him as much as the rest of us. Why'd you have to dump him? Because he's punishing the rest of us for it. Why? Can you just, suck his dick, once, please? Just so he, fucking stop, messing with people's businesses and destroying artists' lives and all this shit. Sacrifice your own happidness for the greater good,
Take
Grimes.
one for the team, come on.
Grimes has an actual chance to be a hero. She does. She actually does.
But, bro, if all the bitches that Elon clearly gets, all the Epstein, young chicks that he probably gets, if he's not satisfied with that, there's nothing that will satisfy him. Just flat out, there is nothing that will satisfy him.
You think he's got groupies and shit?
Fuck yeah!
Women groupies?
Fuck yeah!
I thought the only people that loved him were neckbeards.
No!
Okay, well, whatever.
Even women can be neckbeards too. Come on.
That's true.
It's
a bearded lady.
It's called titty sweat. I don't know.
I'm cutting that one out. That was terrible. Yeah, we're on X at Double D Pod, or Twitter, Double D Pod, whatever.
Twitter X. We're on Twitter X.
Hashtag free the bird.
Free the bird. Fuck.
The poor thing too. The most recognizable logo ever. What a fucking idiot. My God, I can't get over
literally
it.
just took a shotgun and just like got buckshot in it and just fucking go boom like from off the sky. Yeah. And not only did it fall to the fucking ground, he got his gigantic fuck you boots and just started stomping the shit out of it.
Well, on a platform that's still going to be here for a while, we're on Instagram. Here you go, Double D Experience 21. YouTube.com/Nintoonist. Thank you all for the views on the last video. Let's make this one bang too. We would appreciate that. Please leave us a good review on Spotify. We'll even put it on screen at this point. I'm going to start putting it on screen. Right there, the little star button above the podcast. Please leave the Double D Experience a good review on Spotify and the Apple Podcasts. The Apple Podcast. I sounded like a boomer. The Apple Podcast. Yeah, and leave us good reviews on there. That helps with our SEO. Because we know what works with SEO and what doesn't. This podcast is not just called D. We're not changing it to D for simplicity. And, yeah, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that shit. Goodbye. We'll see you on the X side. Or the flip side. Same thing. Whatever.
Grimes, take one for the team, please.
Please.
We can't take this anymore.
Honestly, just dress me up like you and I'll suck his dick. Like, I'll do it.
I feel like Jesse.
If he thinks it's me, like, I don't care. Like, if it saves everybody else, like, I will take one for the team.
Literally feel like Jesse Pinkman. It's like, he just can't keep getting away with it.
He can't keep getting away with it.